Hello, hello. Welcome everyone to another episode of Stats of the Day. I'm your host Karam, and today we will have a conversation about the matches from today and last night. How is everyone doing? Hopefully for now you did not activate the triple captain. If you did, let me know in the comment section. How are you feeling? Are you still confident with the second game in hand? And we will talk a bit about Haaland. Well, what happened today will not change anything in the next game because the deadline has already passed. But let's see if we will feel confident about this. Welcome everyone. Morphy, how are you? So Depta, how are you? David, welcome. Tony first, yes, smash the like button, and if you don't smash it, you can click on it gently, so as long as we did it. So how are you guys? What's up, Cowboy, FPL Cowboy, how are you? You wild carded, wow. I never considered the wild card. So your team must be in a really bad shape going into this game week. If you had De Bruyne and Rashford, you've been on points at least. So hopefully they are in your team. Hello, Rodriv. No, you're not confident at all. It's funny, right? Because a few weeks ago, or before the World Cup, it was too easy, like Haaland TC, that's it, braces every game. Now he forgot how to score goals. And for those who activated it, it's on course for being wasted. So it's never easy, isn't it? Is it? Tony, very happy. Well done. I penciled Tony to replace Martial. But the fact that he might be suspended anytime, any day, well, I think he was eligible to play this game anyway. It's from now on. If he gets suspended next game week or so, then he's a transfer out. So it's always this. Otherwise, I always like to target Bournemouth. So well done on the play. Right, let's have a look at the matches from today. And here it is. So 7 matches so far from this game week. We will start with the last night's match between Aston Villa and Leeds. Ollie Watkins went off injured, and Luka Dean. Now guys, please, if you still have Luka Dean, please sell him. You should have sold him before this game week, but now Mourinho is here. He probably came in of a request of Emery. He's gonna be the number 1 left back. He looked good in the game as well. So Digne, it was good for a short time. It was horrible for most of the time in FPL. Ciao. So Danny Ings came on. I thought he was fine. He managed to accumulate an XGI of 0.41, not the very highest, but if you compare to other players or strikers, but still it was fine. Bailey, you know what? I like Bailey now. Under Emery, he looked a totally different player. He's more involved. He's nailed, and he's got a goal and a fantasy assist from a rebound shot. So. I think he's good. I think he's slightly overperformed in terms of XGI versus actual goals, but I think during the game he was electric, and I think he could be someone we might consider in the future. I know Andreas is still the king of that bracket, but why not? Cowboy, Mourinho looks a baller. When Mourinho came on in the 10th or 11th minute, he managed an XGI of 0.22, which is, by the way, just higher than Haaland today. And he had a very good goal attempt. It was a shot off target, but he was in a very decent position. He's quick. He looks attacking. I never watched him before from La Liga. And so I think Digne is gone, and I liked Moreno from the first game. So yeah, someone who I will be keeping an eye when his time might come. For Leeds United, Harrison is the best player from Leeds in terms of an XGI of 1.14. I guess that save from Martinez had an XG of like 0.99. It was unbelievable save. So mostly from that chance that was missed. Gnonto, he looked really good since he came in a few game weeks ago. What is his price? I think he is a 4.5 or a 5. I haven't really checked his price. Maybe I have it in the next step, but I believe I do, because he had an XGI of 0.57 and he managed to get an assist from Bamford's goal. So he might be another one, a cheap midfielder, along with Andreas and Bailey, who we might consider in the future. And remember, I was talking about Ferguson, Mitoma, and those players who stood out and they still deliver. So you have the next secret then. Manchester United and Manchester City, the Manchester derby, a lot of drama, a lot of controversial in some decisions, but from an FPL perspective, Rashford came in with the goods. Garnacho made an impact from the sub, and Bruno Fernandes from an XGI of 0.41, he managed to score that goal. And De Bruyne, after a few terrible matches, he looked good. He looked more involved. He managed an assist, a beautiful cross, and a total XGI of 1.29. I'm still not convinced that he is delivering as a 12.5 midfielder, and I think after that double game week you will have a big decision to make, whether you continue with him for the next double in 23 or you downgrade him to Riyad Mahrez, who is cheaper, of course. The thing with Mahrez is always 50 minutes away from... if he plays bad for 50 minutes, he's dropped. He never comes back. So yeah, at least some points with a Spurs game to come. Haaland, he managed an XGI of 0.21. I didn't see him. I honestly did not see much from him as well during the game. He was coming in the midfield to pick up the ball and all of that, but attacking wise, I think he is getting on the nerves for those who have captained or triple captained him. I am actually, as a non-triple captain, it's very weird FPL emotion, but I'm very happy as an FPL manager that he blanked, because that means that the TC are blanking. But as a fan, I was expecting a better game from City and to win the Manchester derby, and it's a bit concerning. So yeah, let's see. I think it's about energy and motivation from the players. So we will see how this changes in the next games. Brighton, wow, 3-0 against Liverpool. We know that Liverpool struggled with injuries, but I never saw this score coming. Solly March with his 149th goal in the season. We never talked about him as an FPL option. I didn't see him in many drafts. He is so good, man. And he managed to accumulate an XGI of 1.06. Got his brace, beautiful goals. And Ferguson, he is the 4.5 forward now. He managed an XGI of 0.27 and an assist for Marsh's second goal. As for Liverpool, the only player I found something relevant to stats is Alexander-Arnold with an XGI of 0.65, but overall Liverpool was poor. Salah, I remember I saw him way down in the list with 0.1 XGI, so terrible game from the Liverpool assets. If you have them, you will have to think about what you do next game. Yeah, and the last game from this list is Wolves against West Ham. Hwang managed 3 chances created. None of them is a big chance. And Neves, 6 goal attempts, 3 in the box, and none of them was a big bigger chance. So kind of a poor goal attempts. West Ham, they continue to struggle. Declan Rice was their best player in terms of HGI of 0.35. So that tells you that we're not looking for assets from these two teams as of now, unfortunately. There are some comments in the comment section, so let me see. Cowboy 5.0 Nonto forward. That's another one. Then you have a few options now to downgrade Martial to. I never considered him. I didn't know that he is a forward because I had an option to remove Darwin and Martial for Kane and a 5.0. I had it in Nonto. Well, I didn't do that, so I made the transfer of Mount to Mahrez and that's it. So nice, good to know. John, as a Villa fan, and before you get too excited about Bailey, he needs to be more consistent. I agree. I mean, that's what I tried to say, that since Emery came in, he looked good. And if he continues that, he might be an option. Remember, he's just 4.6 or 4.5, so he can easily be benched. The real struggle at the beginning of the season was he was not playing, right? He was not starting games. Now, that's something we kind of locked it in, so it's a good sign. SBAM, problem of getting rid of KDB is that both Salah and Son are currently not good. Yeah, that's the thing. You probably have to ride it with KDB or try to get Kane by funding it through KDB. That's another possibility. Not now, but yeah, maybe. I mean, Kane has Fulham next game week, so if you have 2 free transfers and you want to consider this, could be a shrewd move. David, Brighton boys are looking good as an FPL assets. Marsh, Mitoma, and McAllister are all bargains. Yeah, I agree. Thanks for the stats as well. Marsh and Mitoma. I think Marsh looks the better of them. The thing is, none of them I think is a penalty taker as well, which give him an edge, right? It's Pascal Ross. So yeah, it's very fairly distributed between the Brighton players. Yeah, okay, so let's move on to the next set of matches. And yeah, another game that we don't have a lot of interest in terms of FPL is Everton and Southampton. Demarai Gray, he continues to deliver for the second game in a row with an assist from an HGI of 0.43. So he is the best player in them, and probably the only one I would be looking at. Maybe if some major changes in the team, like managerial change or tactics or whatever that is, I might be looking for Calvert-Lewin. I keep mentioning him because he pops up in the table, but I'm not going anywhere near him as it stands. Southampton, Ward-Prowse, finally he is back on the score sheet. I don't know what was the last time he scored goals, but it's great to see him scoring free kicks. These like penalties for him. 2 goals from an XGI of 0.91, and I would not still be looking at any assets from both teams. Nottingham Forest and Leicester City. It's funny with Leicester, isn't it? They started terribly, especially in defense. Then they had a great run of 6 clean sheets in a row, and we thought like they are back to the mean. It seems that now this is the mean, coming back to conceding goals, poor defenses. The only player that has done anything today was Harvey Barnes, an HGI of 0.96. He deserved to get a goal. He didn't get that. But other than that, Brennan Johnson with a brace and an HGI of 1.12 is by far the best player from this match. Right, so the last game of today was Brentford against Bournemouth. And Tony, we keep talking about Tony is the best. Yeah, we know, but the thing is about the speculation around him. That was the main reason I didn't go for him. He keeps scoring points, so let's see. An XGI of a 0.81, and he managed to score a goal from the penalty. So overall, away from the penalty or apart from the penalty, he didn't do much during the game. So the most of his XG coming from the penalty. Belling has the most chances created from Bournemouth with 3 chances. None of them was big chance, but overall, again, it's kind of, we have already 5 teams that we, for a long time, we didn't talk about their assets. In Bournemouth, apart from Solanke at some point during the season, Everton, Southampton, Wolves, and West Ham. Forest are staying up. Everton are going down. You think Omni? I don't know. I mean, Forest, they have a good chance if they continue this way. They do actually. It's now gonna be a lottery in the rankings, because Wolves were like 18th or 19th, now they are 16th, and Leicester are slipping down. So it's going to be interesting relegation battle, unless, well, it's too early to talk about it, but for now it's a squeezed area with a lot of teams in it. All right, so let's talk about each position quickly and see who stood out from each position, and we will start with the goalkeepers. Okay, so interestingly, apart from Everton loss at home, every other team has won at home, even the yesterday night match. Did Villa? Yeah, Villa played at home, right? So yeah, let's have a look at goalkeepers with a bunch of clean sheets. Couple of interesting points here is Sanchez could have conceded a goal against Liverpool, but his XG prevented of 1. He had 2 saves from 2 big chances that conceded, and he managed to keep the clean sheet. So a big performance from Sanchez. And Martinez, his XG prevented was 0.8. Probably the best of them was the save from Harrison, header, which was amazing. And he is back to get some, I wouldn't say points, he didn't get points here, but maybe it's a sign that he will be back maybe soon as an FPL asset, we will see. But as of now, yeah, he's doing well in himself, but not for FPL. Ederson, this guy cannot save anything. He's pretty useless. Ward is pretty useless. And Millier was the worst goalkeeper of this game week with an XG prevented of minus 0.8. So again, kind of underperformance in terms of XG prevented. Right, so let's go back. Move on to defenders. You see another short list of defenders. I didn't find many interesting stats for many defenders, but we have more for midfielders and forwards. By far, Alexander-Arnold was the best. So it tells you how it was. There are many clean sheets, but there were not many defenders that played today and yesterday with a huge attacking upside. There are a couple of them. I'll just go through them now. But in generally speaking, Bueno from Wolves, and probably that's it, right? We will see from tomorrow's matches how things pan out. But Alexander-Arnold with an expected assist of 0.65, 2 chances created, none of them returned into points. Godfrey, he has stood out this game. He's not kind of a player who does it every week, so I wouldn't pay too much. I wouldn't be that interested in that, but it was interesting to put it in. Moreno, he is high in the list, with an XGI of 0.22. Now, this is not like Alexander-Arnold level, but for a debut, that's really decent. And if you see here for this match, it's one match sample, so take it with a pinch of salt. It's mostly in the XG side, so it kind of tells you initially that he has the upside to score goals as well as assists, of course. But yeah, XG was the higher than the XA. Joao Cancelo, I put him in here. He was really down in the list, and between benches and conceding goals and not involved in the attack, I just don't know if he's worth keeping. And I sold him for Alexander-Arnold last game week, and I got a few points extra from the assist last game week. But again, it's not paying off. But overall, I don't think that Cancelo is justifying it for now. Right, so let's go to midfielders. Alrighty, so Marcus Rashford and De Bruyne have been top of the list with very, very similar HGI of 1.3. You would expect, of course, that Rashford has most of it coming from the XG and De Bruyne from the XA with multiple assists. And he created one big chance, and Rashford has a total chance created and 3 goal attempts. So yeah, very good game. I'm happy that I have both in my team. I'm not happy with the outcome as a Man City fan. So, but for FPL, which is this show about, yeah, both of them are good, looking good for the next game against Palace for United and against Spurs for City. So let's see how it goes. Harrison, as I said, he missed a big chance, so no returns for him. And Solly Marsh, 4 chances created, 4 goal attempts, 2 shots on target, and 2 goals. So really good game from him. And I think at 5.0, that's here I see his price, 5.0. I think that's really decent. The question is he a 4th? Is he a 5th midfielder? Yeah, it's a bit of a decision for sure. And then if you go down the list, Mitoma was involved, but not as much as Marsh, which means that I would still prefer Marsh over Mitoma. His total HGI was just 0.32, and mostly coming in from the HG. 4 goal attempts for Mitoma, so you will get that kind of volume of shots, but not necessarily the quality of them. And you can see that from the comparison between the goal attempts and the XGI. David, you brought in Bueno on the wild card. Did you start him though? This is the most important one, right? Yeah, Bowen. He pops every now and then, and no returns for him. 4 goal attempts, 4 chances created as well. He's been busy this game, but he didn't manage to get any points from the game against Wolves. Let's have a look at the forwards. Right, so Johnson, the highest in the list with an XG of 1.12 with 2 shots on target, 2 goal attempts, of course, and 2 goals. So pretty, what's the description? Pretty clinical, right? Down the list, Nonto, I marked him. He is in a forward at 5.0. With the 3 goal attempts, 1 shot on target, and HGI of 0.57. He looks nailed. I think he is kind of more involved on the side as a winger more than a number 9, but that's still very decent because he gets involved a lot in the middle, especially in the box. Patty B, welcome back. Finally, we see Bamford on the pitch after such a long time. He scored a goal. He had another goal attempt, and a total XGI of 0.49. And if you go down the list, Ferguson of Brighton, 4.5 forward. He's probably gonna come in for me at the expense of Martial to fund some higher bracket player, probably like a Darwin to Kane for the next game. I should have done it this game week, right? In hindsight, but it is what it is. I thought Martial with a double game week would be still fine, especially that I would do it for a -8 these two transfers, so I didn't find it appealing. Haaland, well, it's been a long time. Haaland, not natural to see him down in the list. He managed only an XGI of 0.21 with only 2 goal attempts. And Calvert-Lewin, that's why I'm mentioning him, because he is getting some chances every game, but he's still far off from his best. So he remains in the list to monitor. All right. So that's it for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed the stream. I hope you have learned a thing or two, and recognized some stats from some players that stood out today. I'll have a look. If you have a question, let me know. I can spend a couple of more minutes asking some questions or share some thoughts. FPL Spartans, Gross is indeed on penalties. Of course. Bamford is not good for Rodrigo. Yeah, we have to see, right? Because they didn't play together for a long time, so it would be interesting to see how they line up, and if so, who drops out, right? Because you have Harrison, Ronaldo, Bamford, and Rodrigo, and Aronson. So there are a bunch of strikers, and if Bamford will come in as a number 9, then someone will drop out. So I'll give it a game or two before we decide who is the best option of them. Haaland will be on it versus Spurs. Spurs conceded lots of chances down the middle. Interesting one. I didn't know that, so that's good. At least, promising for the triple captainers. And generally speaking, we struggle against Spurs. Even if Spurs are not, I remember there was a season where Spurs were not at their best at all. They were very far off from like a top 4 level, and they've been dropping points and so on. When we played them, we just lost 2-0. So it's these top games that everything changes, and we used to struggle. There are certain teams that Man City struggle against every single season. Southampton, Wolves in many occasions, Spurs for sure. So we need to win the game. Am I confident? I don't think so now. So let's see. What happens when Sinisterra comes back? Wow, that's another one. Probably he will come back in, right? So that's why I'm interested to, let's take it game or period per period, right? If Nonto now is nailed, and he's playing well, there is no reason to drop him out. That's the principle of things, right? Even if Sinisterra is back. So it will be interesting. So I would avoid Liverpool altogether, David. Not worth the money. Robertson is not worth the money. Trent is not worth the money. Salah is up and down. I mean, where would you go if you have Salah now? Where would you go? De Bruyne is not performing. Son is not performing. So you have to push the money to Kane, for example. Darwin, he is wasteful. He is probably the best one, but he's still wasteful. So it's unfortunate that it comes down to a point where we will be going probably without Liverpool for some parts of the season. We're not used to it, right? Didn't KDB score 4? Yeah, he did. But in general, the first few seasons of Wolves growing up, we lost to them home and away. Yes, we beat them 4, and there was another game we beat them 3-1 as well. So we had mixed results. I'm just trying to give examples of teams that we used to struggle. So yeah. If they double, then KDB to Salah is on the cards. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's fairly easy, direct decision. Yeah, no brainer. Keep Salah for a potential double. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not a rush to sell Salah, right? Now, keeping transfers is key as long as you can, because you might get announcement in 10 days you have a double game week or so. So it's good. It's a time where it's good to keep the transfers as long as possible. Okay, so guys, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate the time you put to come in and watch the show. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about it. And I will be checking in with you all next game week is next week. So I'll be seeing you next week. Until then, take care everyone. Peace.